In the previous video, that is the 41st video, where we covered 1 to 7 shlokas of chapter 6, Lord Krishna describes the characteristics of a spiritual aspirant who is ready for dhyana yoga. He must be free from desires and sankalpa. Sankalpa, material thoughts, worldly thoughts. Then the Lord tells us that one should elevate oneself. How do you elevate oneself? By controlling the mind, one should elevate oneself and not degrade oneself by keeping the mind uncontrolled. The mind can be the greatest friend and it can be an enemy also. So it's up to us to make the mind our benefactor. So let us see what the Lord tells us in the next few shlokas. Jnana vijnana triptatma कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः. Jnana vijnana triptatma. So the yogi or the spiritual aspirant whose mind is fully satisfied, triptatma, he is fully satisfied, tripti, fully satisfied with jnana and vijnana. So jnana is knowledge acquired from a guru and vijnana is the realization of knowledge through inner awakening. So a yogi who is fully satisfied with jnana and vijnana, kutastaha, one who is unmoved under any situation. Vijitendriyaha, one who has won over or conquered his senses. Indriyaha, he has won over his indriya, that is senses. Samaloshta ashma kanchanaha. So kanchana we all know that is gold, and loshta is mud and ashma is stone. So samaloshta ashma kanchanaha, one who views mud, stone and gold with equal vision. Yogi yuktaha iti uchyate. So that yogi is declared as realized. So a person who has equal vision towards mud, stone and gold, and one who is absolutely satisfied with jnana and vijnana, and one who is kutastaha and vijitendriyaha, he is unmoved under any situation, and one who has conquered his senses, such a person is a fit candidate to be liberated, and he is declared as realized. So jnana, one who has received one who has received instructions from guru, and vijnana is realization of that knowledge through inner awakening, and triptatma, one who is satisfied with these two. Kutastaha is one who is unwavering. The material world puts us under different situations, circumstances. So the phenomenon of material existence is subject to continuous change. So kutastaha is one who is consistent, unwavering despite the changing circumstances. And vijitendriyaha, one who has conquered his senses, one who considers all material objects of same value, be it mud, stone or gold. So such a person who has all these qualities in him is a yuktaha. He is in communion with the universal consciousness. He realizes the Supreme Lord. Suhrin mitraryudasina madhyastadveshya bandushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. Suhrid mitra ari udasina madhyastha dveshya bandushu. So suhrid is a well-wisher. Mitra is friend. Ari, foe. So friend or foe. Udasina is a neutral person. He is neutral to us. Madhyastha is a mediator. Dveshya, inimical or one who is hostile to us. Bandushu, relatives. Sadhushu cha, also the virtuous. Papeshu api, also the sinful. Samabuddhihi vishishyate. So one who has samabuddhi towards all these persons, he is vishishyate. So one who has samabuddhi, the spiritual intelligence to view and act equally towards well-wishers, friend or foe, neutral persons, mediator, inimical persons, relatives, virtuous or sinful persons, that person vishishyate, he is superior, he stands superior. So this sage who through the strength and clarity of mind acts equally with all these persons listed here, well-wisher, friend or foe and others. So he is detached from all relationships. He has nothing to gain or lose from anyone, and hence treats all as the same. Such a person who has this equanimity is superior even to a yogi. In the previous shloka, the Lord described who is a yuktaha. So this person who has this equanimity, who has equal vision towards everybody, he is even superior to a yuktaha. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi stitah ekaki yata chittatma nirashira parigraha. Yogi yata chittatma nirashihi. So yogi, the yogi who has chittatma, the yogi who has controlled his mind and body, chitta and atma, mind and body. Nirashihi, he is without desires. This yogi who has controlled his mind and body and without desires, aparigraha, devoid of possessions. He does not accumulate material things. He does not keep anything for himself. Ekaki, living in seclusion. Rahasi stitaha, stitaha is seated. So seated in rahasi, in a rahasyamai, in a solitary place. Atmanam satatam yunjita. So he should unite the mind with Atma, or in other words, he must meditate. So the word yunjitaha atmanam means concentrating on yunjitaha, concentrating on Atma. So how and where should this yogi who has chittatma, who has controlled his senses, and nirashihi, he is free from desires, and aparigraha, he is devoid of material possessions. So how should this yogi meditate? He should choose a solitary place, that is, he should be ekaki, alone in solitude. And the word satatam means constant, fixed, and have a daily routine. So he should practice this meditation continuously. It should be a daily routine for him. Tatraikagram manah kritva yata chittendriyakriyah upavishyasane yugnyat yogamatma vishuddhaye. So shuchau deshe, deshe in a place, in a clean place. Chaila ajina kusha uttaram. Placing kusha is a holy grass, darbai. So placing kusha, the holy grass, ajina is deer skin, chaila is cloth, uttaram one over the other. So kusha at the bottom, holy grass at the bottom, middle deer skin, and cloth on the top. Atyuchitam na ati nicham atmanaha asanam stiram pratishtapya. So how should the seat be? The firm seat should atyuchitam na ati nicham na. So it should not be at a very high or low level. Tatra asane upavishya, being upavishya seated. So being seated in tatra asane, in that asana, in that seat, yata chitta indriya kriyaha. Chitta indriya kriyaha. Yata is control. So one controlling the chitta, mind, indriya, sense organs. So controlling the mind and sense organs. Manaha ekakrama kritva. Ekakrama, concentrating the manaha, mind. Atma vishuddhaye yogam yugnyat. So that yogi, he should practice Atma vishuddhaye, for self purification. So in this shloka, the Lord explains what is the appropriate place to sit for the yoga, for the meditation. Shuchau deshe, it must be a clean and sanctified place, meaning one must use the same place for meditation so that the energy is intact. The place must not be frequented by contaminated or unclean persons. So here when I say unclean or contaminated, it refers to the mind and action of those persons. The asana should be stiram, meaning it must not be too hard, or it must not be soft also. So a technique of making up this asana is given. How do you make it? First you at the lower level, first at the initially you put kusha grass, that is a holy grass at the bottom. Then after that deer skin, and deer skin in the middle and cloth at the top. So this deer skin, ajina, it is supposed to deter poisonous scorpions and snakes and other reptiles. The asana must not be too high or too low. So, if one may ask, can you sit in a pit and meditate? The answer is no, because it must not be too low. At the same time, it must not be in a very high elevated place. So, being seated in this asana, one should withdraw senses from worldly matters, concentrate the mind, focus the mind on the Atma, and this must be practiced. This meditation must be practiced regularly for self purification. Once the Atma is realized, one gets freed from the cycle of birth and death and they get liberated. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayana chalam stiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishashchanavalokayan prashantatma vigatabhihi brahmacharim vrate stitah manah samyamya machittah yukta asita matparaha. Kaya shiro grivam. So in this shloka, the Lord describes the posture of the body. How should one meditate? That is described in these two shlokas. The body, head and mind. Kaya shiraha grivam. The body, head and neck. Samam cha achalam cha dharayat. So holding the body, head and neck straight. Samam cha achalam sa. Chalam is move. Achalam unmoving. And dharayat. So keeping the body, head and neck straight, unmoving and stable. Dishaha cha anvalokayan. So dishaha is direction. So not looking in any other direction, not looking in other directions. Anvalokayan, not looking. Nasikagram, samprekshya. So samprekshya, where should the gaze of the meditator be on? It should be on nasikagram. It should be on the tip of the nose. Brahmachari vrate stitaha vigatabihi. Brahmachari vrate stitaha. So he should be established, the meditator, the yogi should be established in the vow of celibacy. And he should also be vigatabihi, fearless. He must be prashantatma. He must be calm and serene. Yuktaha manaha samyamya matchittaha matparaha asit. Yuktaha. So yuktaha, this renunciate, this yogi, manaha samyamya, completely controlling and subduing the manaha, mind. Matchittaha matparaha asit. So Lord Krishna is telling, matchittaha, the mind must concentrate on me, that is Lord Krishna. And matparaha asit, he should be seated being absorbed in me. So Lord Krishna is telling that the mind must concentrate on me and the yogi, his mind must be fully absorbed on me. So in this verse, in these two slokas, Lord Krishna describes the technique of meditation. First he describes how the posture should be. So holding the body, head, neck straight, keeping them unmoving and stable, not looking in any other direction, fixing the gaze on the tip of the nose. Brahmachari vrate stitaha, being established in the vow of celibacy. And how should the state of mind be? It must be fearless. It must be prashantatma. He must be calm and serene. Yuktaha manaha samyamya matchittaha matparaha asit. So this renunciate, he must control his mind and he must be fully absorbed in me. Matparaha, matchittaha. His mind must concentrate on me, that is on Lord Krishna. To summarize what we've covered today, Lord Krishna first explains the characteristics of a person who is ready for dhyana yoga. He should have conquered his senses. He must view all material objects like stone, mud and gold with equal vision. Through his spiritual intelligence, he must view the well-wisher, friend, enemy, neutral, inimical, virtuous and sinful person as the same and treat them equally. Lord Krishna then explains how and where should a person meditate. So where should a person meditate? The place where he meditates, it must be a clean place. place, and he describes a technique to make the seat. The seat should be neither too high nor low. The seat itself should be made by placing the kusha grass first, then deer skin, and then on cloth on the top, one over the other. The posture should be erect and the gaze should be fixed on the nose. How should the state of the mind of that yogi be? It must be focused, not distracted, fearless, calm, established on the vow of celibacy. And the yuktaha, that is the renunciate, should concentrate on Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna tells that he must be the yukta, the renunciate should be absorbed in me. That is Lord Krishna, the supreme goal.